Load the cassette into Mama.
The children thought that Mama would never find them as long as she couldn't see them. Turn the page. But Mama could still hear the children.
TattleTail, mate.
What is? It's January, which means there's no mega games coming out for a little while. February though, we've got Resident Evil 7 coming up, so we're going to be looking at some indie stuff, which is fine. So we're going to try TattleTail, the first of the year that looked semi-interesting, which is about
like a Furby, mate.
Furbies.
It's like a Furby.
Yeah, apparently it's a scary FPS Furby game, mate. Which, honestly, we looked at the preview, it looked like it could be quite fun.
Has it got shooting?
Yeah, we're not
in
taking
it?
the piss, it looks like it could be quite fun.
No shooting, pal. So it's an FP.
It might be, yes, isn't it? Let's check it out.
Select character.
TattleTail, mate.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're a bit of a grass.
The story of this one surprised me. It surprised me. Yeah, so I can't give it away too much. But anyway, you're a young boy, and it's a few days before Christmas in that era of 1995, right? Back in the day.
Exciting times,
Back
mate.
in the day. It's a few days before Christmas, and you wake up, your mum and dad are in bed, or apparently they might be meth addicts. You can say whatever you want about those parents because you bang on that door and they don't open it. Worst parents in the fucking history of the
Probably
universe.
shagging.
Yeah, and you go looking to open your presents early, like most children do.
Fair enough.
And then you find it, and it's a TattleTail Furby. I don't know if they're going to get away with this. I guess they might do, but it is a Furby.
Yeah.
But they call it a TattleTail. And it turns out your TattleTail is a little bit more demanding than you probably thought it was when you asked for it for Christmas.
Oh,
that
really?
Might have been an error of judgment, mate. An error of
Serves
judgment.
them right
for
for
sure.
buying a knockoff, pal.
Yeah, so from there it kind of goes on its spiral into damnation. It is a scary game, that's what they're going for, like a horror feel. But nothing gory. Nothing gory. You don't have to worry too much.
Just scary ambience.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the atmosphere.
Okay.
It's a very creepy game. Very creepy.
Okay.
Not very particularly jump scary. But that's the gameplay. So let's get over to the gameplay then. So the primary aim of the game is to make it to Christmas Day. So it's not...
That sounds horrific.
Yeah, it's pretty
As
bad.
a child,
It's
man.
not like Five Nights at Freddy's, which is like a time thing or anything like that.
Oh, survive 5 days.
It's basically you have to complete a certain amount of tasks on each evening. So at night, the first night you wake up, you're looking for your presents.
Yep.
But the second night, a noise wakes you up, and then the third night, it gets worse. Then the fourth night, and then by the end of it, it's all pretty fucking grim. But that's the idea. So you have to get through that evening until you can get back to bed. Really.
Am I to assume that you open up your Tattlefurb and then he's basically the gimmick through the game?
Kind of, without spoiling the story. Let's consider the Furbies a resource. Let's look at it that way.
Right, okay.
Okay, so each night you'll have different things to do. They're not on a set timer or anything like that. You can spend as long as you want sorting that out. But there's Mama. Now, Mama is a problem. Mama is a big fat motherfucking TattleTail Furby.
Oh, really? Big one?
Yeah, she's a big fat TattleTail, and she'll kill you. She'll get you, man. She'll fucking get you. So this is the danger you're trying to avoid is Mama. And Mama talks to you. Mama's after you. And Mama has various mechanics, which are kind of be similar to other games in this kind of genre you'll have seen before. She's a very deadly Furby. And it gives you hints at the beginning that Mama responds to sound. Okay, so obviously the guy who makes this knows Furbies are really annoying when they start talking.
Yep.
So they turn that into a literal it could kill you mechanic because when your Furby's talking to you, it's bringing Mama.
So you carry your Furby around with you?
It's your toy. It's
Oh,
your
so am I...
present.
Okay, so am I to assume every morning you wake up, you reopen your Furby to take it
You
with
would
you?
assume incorrectly, but
Oh,
let's
really?
just say they're involved in some fashion.
Okay.
You will at some point end up with a Furby. And so this is like, gets really good because you have a torch, so you're looking through the night. So if she's there, she'll turn your torch off. Rattling, so she responds to sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
So rattling your torch to get it working again makes noise.
Of course.
Running makes noise. So you want to walk as much as possible, but more importantly, your fucking Furby makes noise. And your fucking Furby has resources. It needs to be fed, it needs to be groomed, It needs to have its batteries recharged. Otherwise, your Furby's going to go, feed me.
It's like, what's that toy? That keyring.
Tamagotchi.
Fucking gotchi.
Tamagotchi, yeah, absolutely. So if it needs grooming, it's going to go, will you please play with me? Will you please groom me? And that means you're going to fucking die. Now, this works all together to actually create a really good atmosphere because initially when you start the game, it's all kind of easy and it does get progressively harder as you go through. You want to go slow and then you want to start doing stuff, right? You want to take your time so Mama doesn't get you. But the resources start counting down much quicker. So you have to start thinking about running and stuff, and it creates this really tense environment. It's like, if I walk, my Furby's going to start going fucking crazy. Now, it sounds really silly, I know, but it makes for a good atmosphere in a scary game. It does. As long as you can kind of get over it, you know, your Furby's going to get you killed, which is exactly what it's going to do. So it's a really clever move, honestly, because at first I was like, why would I run in this game?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And then you're like, oh shit, I have to fucking run in this game, otherwise I'm not going to make it and I'm going to die. So as the days go on, you get tasked with more and more activities to do. That gives Mama more and more time to get you and then do horrible, horrible things to you. That's the gameplay in a nutshell. It's not very long. It's about an hour and a half-ish in length. So that's the gameplay. That's what you're going to be doing is completing these activities. You're not time-based. You're kind of just moving around and trying to avoid Mama as best as possible while completing these tasks and moving through your house.
Yeah.
So the pros of the game is the atmosphere. The atmosphere is really good. It's really surprisingly good. I was expecting a shooting game and got this, so at first I was a little like, is it like Five Nights? Is it really cheesy jump scare horror? It's not. It's really not. It's all about the build-up and the intensity and the really nice twist of mixing Christmas and the Jingle Bells with the really horrific stuff. Actually works really. It gives it a really nice, solid, sort of freaky atmosphere.
Are you with it being first person, are you the size of a child in a house as well?
Yeah,
so the
absolutely.
countertops are obviously higher and stuff like that.
Like
That's a nice
ambience.
ambience. Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. And it's got some classic freaky things like the washing machine, like from Home Alone style. They've got those kind of ideas in there to keep you scary. So the atmosphere is really, really good. I would also say you can either treat this as a good or a bad. There is a jump scare in it, which is when Mama gets you. Yeah. It's not bad at all. In fact, a lot of people are like, I was expecting that to be horrific. Not in the least.
I managed to catch that, yeah. It's like Five Nights, it literally just appears and screams in your face.
Yeah, it's not like that.
It's not like
It's
that.
really not.
Okay.
It's just a case of you failed more than anything.
Yeah.
The game is about the atmosphere and the creepiness of what's going on, not about just trying to get you out of a random corner. The cons of the game, though, got to be said, it does fall into the classic problems that these games have. Even games that are really good, like Outlast, still run into these problems. Is you can walk around a corner and just be killed without much notice because you didn't see Mama coming, you didn't really know where she was, and she was behind a door, and you're like, oh, okay, they're fucked. And they don't have a particularly great checkpoint system, so some of the nights, like days 4 and 5, are really long. Lots of tasks to be done.
And if you fuck up,
you got to start from the beginning again. Now, they do have a checkpoint system, but it could be like 6 or 7 activities in. Right. Of course, once you kind of get used to it, again, this is the Outlast problem, is because they're the guy chasing you throughout all of Outlast, is at some points you're just going to be like, this is really frustrating me because I keep getting so far, and you start sprinting. And it kind of turns out sometimes Mama won't get you if you do that, because you're moving so fast, and she's like in set positions. So you can actually sprint some of the game. Not always, by any means. Don't start sprinting through and dying all the time and blaming me. But you kind of start picking up that, like, just get to the bit I was at because I want to keep going. So you get those frustrating moments that are they're kind of embedded in this type of game where something's out to get you. You've always got to be able to get away. Inherently being able to get away means that you could probably always get away. And you're trying to work out what's going on. So I would say Mama has mechanics. And as gamers, we're always like, well, what is the exact mechanics of dealing with this enemy? It doesn't always work as you think it should. Like, the game points you as, like, this is how Mama should work. It does openly tell you, it's like sound, she'll turn your torch off. But getting her to do... once you're towards the game, you're basically always with Mama. She's always there. So you're trying to work it out, and it doesn't quite work all the time. But again, that's just part of this game. I mean, if she didn't get you, it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
You know what I mean? The game would be rubbish if she could never get you. It's my biggest complaint with Outlast, actually, is that once you realise you could kite that guy, he was never a danger ever again. You could just run in circles around a couch, and he would never ever get you. And really took you out of the game. It's a very creepy game. It's not a terrifying, scare you in your ass game. It's not that. It's not what it's designed to do.
Okay.
So, if you're a fan of this genre, I thought it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed myself for that hour and a half.
So, on the whole, conclusion-wise, what do you think?
Conclusion-wise, a fine little horror game. If you're into this genre, if you're absolutely into this genre, you love these kind of little scary games, you're not looking to spend your life there, it's an hour and a half, worth it.
And they're not charging you like AA price for an indie game
£3.
either. 3 dabs.
£3.
Worth.
£3 for an hour and a half. I think that's more than fine. No replayability though. Gonna say that there.
So, mate, Mama.
Mama is a bad bitch. Mama is a fucking... I
She's a
can't
demon.
kill that motherfucker, man. I swear it's not funny. Yeah, what a weird twist on it. I can't obviously spoil the ending, but it was not what I expected at all. There was no S, there's no shooting. There was no S, it was FP. But it is what it is. It's £3.
What?
It is an amalgamation of things like Five Nights at Freddy's. It takes some inspiration from all kinds of sources. It's got a bit of Sinister in there, if you ever watched that Ethan Hawke movie. Mixes all that together to form. Well, honestly, it was pretty interesting.
Did note, mate, the jump scares didn't seem that jumpy.
No, not at all.
No screaming in your face
No, it
when
wasn't
it
about
pops
that.
out.
It was more about the gameplay. So you got Five Nights at Freddy's where you're just clicking through the cameras and stuff like
Atmosphere.
that. It was far better atmosphere. It really was. So if you're into your scary games, for £3, fine, totally worth. Yeah, it took us an hour and a half to finish the game.
It does have collectibles as well.
It does have collectibles, but they don't unlock a different ending, which is a bit of a pity. And
Just
also,
for the completionist.
yeah, the only thing is that it might be shorter for you because a big part of that hour and a half was probably trying to work out how Mama works. And if you sort that out, you're going to finish it a little bit quicker for sure. But it's about an hour and a half for 3 minutes, for £3. Not bad, not bad. If you enjoyed that one, though, check out our previous game, which was...
Batman.
TattleTail's Batman. Which was a nice video, actually.
It was very nice.
Very nice video. Alright, guys, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.
What the hell is this?
Oh, shit.